Hello everybody, welcome to another video today. My name is Chris, and today is Sunday, March 23rd, 2023. So now guys, today we have a total of 66 Macy's Inc. owned buildings that will be closing for the final time today. And they're in the states of Arizona, California, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Illinois, Louisiana, Massachusetts, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, Washington State, Colorado, and the other two in Florida. So, anyways, now we're going to go through every single Macy's Inc. owned store that is going to be closing. So the first one that's closing today, that is going to be closing today, is the Macy's store at the Superstition Springs Center in Mesa, Arizona, and this is actually the only Macy's Inc. owned closing in the state of Arizona, rather. So we'll go ahead and put this in the little thing here. Whoop, didn't mean to do that. Apologize for that. All right, so this is the first Macy's Inc. owned store that will be closing today. The store will be wrapping up liquidation sales by about 6 p.m., given that it is a Sunday. So this is the first Macy's store that is closing today. Again, this is one of 66 Macy's stores across the United States of America that will be shutting down today. And this is unfortunately one of them that will be shutting down for the final time today. So again, this is the Macy's store in Mesa, Arizona. The next Macy's store, and this is a perspective view of the building. It's a decent looking. Looks like this is a 3-level Macy's too. I guess this is the second to last anchor at the mall because it looks like Dillard's and J.C. Penney, and who really knows what the future is going to be for that. But anyways, so let's get on to the next store closing. We have the Broadway Plaza, and this is actually the one in downtown Los Angeles, California. And this particular Macy's, unfortunately, was in a downtown type of setting, and obviously that's not good for Macy's because of the rampant theft problems in downtown communities where people just think it's okay to go ahead and go inside these stores and just start stealing. So this is the Macy's store in Walnut Creek, California. I believe this used to be the Broadway many, many years ago. And unfortunately, like the rest of the stores today, this one is also closing or has already closed. I know some of them have already closed. So I don't know if this one is still open or if they did close it. This is just a very generic looking Macy's building. Nothing too exciting. I mean, I'm sure at one point it was a decent looking building, but it seems now that Macy's put their own modern twist on it and basically ruined any of the old type of Broadway elements from the particular department store building. So the next Macy's that's closing is Macy's Hillside Furniture in San Mateo, California. So let's take a look at that Macy's. I'm not sure if they're going to consolidate it, but my guess is that they're doing one of these things where it's very likely they're doing a consolidation to the, I don't know, is there a regular, yeah, is this an actual Macy's store? Or are they, oh, okay, I see. All right, so then they're probably just downsizing this one then. If it's just a regular Macy's, if it just says Furniture Gallery, doesn't particularly say Macy's. Rather, I'm not exactly sure where the Furniture Gallery is. Maybe it has its own separate type of entrance. It seems. Okay, so they're not closing the Macy's store, but they're getting rid of the Furniture Gallery. So I'm not too sure where that is. But the Furniture Gallery is closing today. I don't know. I'm really sorry, guys. I actually don't know where it is. I'm not familiar with malls in California because I don't live on the West Coast, so you'll have to bear with me here. I actually don't know where the Macy's Furniture Gallery is. This is crazy. But yeah, not the regular Macy's store that's shutting down, but the Macy's Furniture Gallery at this mall is shutting down, not the regular Macy's store. A lot of people are kind of confusing them, so let's try. I want to clear some things. And the Macy's Sunrise Mall in Curtis Heights, California is closing as well, along with the Macy's at Sunrise Mall in Massapequa, New York. How fitting that the California one and the one in Massapequa is closing. How appropriate. And what's even more appropriate is they're both the last anchors at the, well, actually no. I think J.C. Penney's still here. Okay, but still, you guys get the point that both Sunrise Macy's are closing. This one's a pretty cool one. I kind of like this Macy's. What a shame that they're getting rid of this particular department store building. It looks like too, this is another 3-level Macy's, just like Sunrise. Oh boy, it's always fun. Basic, cool looking Macy's. I actually kind of like this Macy's. I wonder if this was the Broadway at one point. This is a very nice looking department store. Very nice, very 1970s architecture. I like the columns. That I think gives the building character, which unfortunately today a lot of Walmarts and Target do lack. So I kind of like that Macy's store. It is definitely pretty cool. So, okay, and the next Macy's we're going to move on to is the Macy's store at the Westminster Mall. So let's take a look at that Macy's, because this Macy's is also closing today as well. So this one will be closing. I think this is the wow. Okay, this is yeah. This is an interesting. Let's see what this Macy's looks like. I like seeing new buildings. Ooh, I kind of like the elements. I like the blue element, some of the gray, pretty cool. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Macy's at the shops at Nanuet a little bit. It's giving me a little bit of Macy's Nanuet vibes. I like this. I like this type of construction. I like the blue. I think the blue goes well with the beige, with the light colored white. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, you got the big Macy's logo. Yeah, just some cool stuff. So again, I don't want to spend too much time on a lot of these Macy's stores because we would really be here all day. So I'm just trying to give a quick, brief overview of all of them because it really is a lot of locations to go over. So, you guys can see the locations on your own. But this is another Macy's store that's shutting down again. It's the one at the Westminster Mall in Westminster, California. And the next one is the Macy's store at the New Park Mall in Newark, California. This one is also closing as well. So let's take a look at that one next. Oh wow, looks like this is another 3-level one. I like the wow, older Macy's logo, no red star. Pretty nice. I like how the letters are separated. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, wow, yeah, this Macy's is built on a hill. So you got the first floor, the second floor, and obviously the third floor. There's another 3-level Macy's. Oh wow, and this one has an atrium on the outside. That's pretty cool, actually. So, and this is at the New Park Mall in Newark, California. So let's take a look at the next one, which is the Macy's Mission Valley Ranch Home, which is in San Diego, California. Which I'm guessing this is just the home store that's shutting down. Hmm. Is it just the home store? What does it say? I'm just trying to see here. BC. Okay, so the Macy. Okay, so it's just the furniture. Um, Macy's Furniture, Mission Valley. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Oh, wow. This was a cool building. Man, they used to build department stores so well in California, but I see this as a market correction thing. Wow. It's giving me some of the Pyramid Las Vegas vibes. Wow, these are some really cool Macy's buildings on the West Coast. What the hell? These are some really cool freaking Macy's buildings. What a shame that they're closing this Macy's furniture store. But wow, oh my god, I love this architecture. What the hell? What the actual hell? This is amazing. Why the hell is Macy's closing this location? I mean, I kind of get why, but geez. Let me see. Is there another Macy's here? Usually, if that's the case, they always tend to relocate them into another Macy's in the mall. Hmm. I'm not seeing that. I am not seeing that, unfortunately. Okay, so then they're probably relocating to this mall down the road. I guess it's a good market correction thing. And now Google Maps doesn't want to be my best friend today. So, anyways, let's get back to the list here. Yeah, that's a really cool furniture gallery store. That's a shame. Oat Ranch Valley Center, another one in California. A lot in California, and I think a lot of that, unfortunately, has to do with the retail theft. So it's not just a city thing. It's moved on to the little cities. Oh boy, oh boy. And do they have enough store closing signs? This one looks a little more generic, unfortunately, but that furniture gallery was so cool. I like that roof style. That's pretty cool. This is more of a Art Deco type of Macy's. So basic, very basic looking. Nothing too exciting. I mean, it's very generic. This is a very generic Macy's compared to some of the other ones I saw. This is a very generic one. Nothing really out of order, out of proportion. The next one is Village at Corderay Mandaria. So let's take a look at that one as well. By the way, today is the last day for all of these, if they haven't already closed. This one looks pretty cool. This one is at some sort of village. Oh, why do we have old view? Why do we have old Google Maps views? That would really suck if I can't get a new ones. This is kind of cool. I kind of like this one. Yeah, I kind of like this Macy's. You can see they've definitely done Red Star, nice department store architecture, very 1970s, which I like a lot. I think it's pretty cool that they do that Art Deco roof. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, what a shame. This is a nice looking Macy's Inc. owned building. what a shame that this store is closing today. Okay, the next one is the Macy's at Downtown Plaza in Sacramento, California. That's the next one that's we're going to take a look at. Again, I'm not trying to spend a whole lot of time. Yeah, Macy seems to be exiting a lot of these downtowns. That seems to be the retail trend here. I'm guessing the rent is ridiculously high, and who knows, maybe Macy's is planning some sort of smaller format Macy's stores. And still, I mean, I think it's still they're still going to try to commit to these communities, but I think it's going to be more so on a much smaller scale. It looks like, unfortunately, it's a big Macy's too, very very big. I don't know if this is a this is literally in the capital of California. I don't know if this is a 3-level Macy's or a 4-level Macy's. It looks like it could be a 4-level Macy's, but maybe it's a 3-level one. I'm not too 100% sure on that. But cool looking building. I mean, definitely not like really cool architecture, but hey, it's still a Macy's store at the end of the day. It's pretty good looking. It's a shame that they're closing this one as well. All right, the next Macy's store we're going to take a look at is the Macy's North Stapleton. We finally moved on to the state of Colorado. And I think a JCPenney store is also closing here. Yup. So this area is losing basically the two essential department stores, both JCPenney and a Macy's store. And I think the Macy's store is actually 2 floors here. Yup. It is a 2-level Macy's that is now going to be shutting down. Wow, that is really sad that today is the last day for this Macy's as well. Similar to that other one that we saw in California a little bit, very bland. Macy's really didn't make their buildings look attractive. I know other department stores did a much better job, but Macy's, it was just more about getting as much clothing in the building as possible. And then, obviously the trends have changed and all that kind of crap. But, this is an okay-looking Macy's. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. But, yeah, it's a Macy's in Stapleton, Colorado, just outside of Denver. So that's the only Colorado one that's closing. Florida didn't get hit as hard, but I'm thinking a lot of that, too, has to do with probably a lot of that, too, has to do with the policies. California got hit a little bit much harder than Florida. This is the next one, the Macy's at Pontoon Beach Mall in Pontoon Beach, Florida, which I'm guessing the beach is to the east here. Yeah. So this is the other Macy's store that's shutting down. It looks like there's still a JCPenney Dillard's. I'm a little shocked that they're closing this store. I mean, I know the Sears already left at the mall. It's obvious. I mean, there's not too many Sears stores left. Thanks a lot to Eddie Lampert. But he's going through some legal trouble, too, so we'll see what happens. This is another Macy's store that's shutting down. I think this is only a 1-level Macy's. I don't think this is a 2-level one. This is kind of a cool one. I like how they are using the palm trees around the building. It actually does give the building a little bit more character. And I like how they have this kind of element here. I think that kind of sprucens up the building a little bit. It's okay. It's definitely not something to run home for. This looks like an atrium. I don't know if they actually... Oh, no, you know what? Maybe this is a 2-level Macy's. It might be. Yeah, this might be a 2-level Macy's. It's just built weirdly on a hill because they do have that atrium in the middle of the store. I love how they put the Herald Square one. Yeah, it looks like a video. Okay, yeah, you're right. It is a 2-level store. It's a 2-level Macy's that's built on a hill. It's okay. It's not great looking. The trees, I think, definitely make the building look a little bit more inviting, and I think the entrances are pretty nice, but it's not like a fantastic Macy's that's shutting down, so. All right, the next one is the Fort Lauderdale Furniture Macy's, located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So I'm guessing with that one, they're going to move the furniture into the regular store so that way they can actually take the Macy's. Okay, this one's closing in a strip. Okay, this must be the one. Is this in Fort? Oh no, this is no, not that one. What's the address? 401 North Federal Highway. 401 North Federal Highway. Hope this is the right one. Oh, maybe this is the one. Okay, yeah, this is the one that's closing. All right. Yeah, they got the address wrong on the stupid list. Tells you about their IT department. This is nothing to run home about. Seems that this one was a victim to development. I mean, it looks like it might have a small second floor, but this Macy's is really nothing to run home about, except maybe it's somewhat cool, but I'm not really going to waste my time on that one. And Pembroke Furniture is also closing as well. Wow, they're closing a lot of furniture ones in Florida. This is another one. This is just in a strip mall. I'm not even going to waste my time. I'll show you the furniture store real fast. It's right next to what is this? Floor and Decor. Yeah, well, you know. Yeah, just another furniture store. They should really do the Macy's regular stores here. Just a very basic store. I'm not even going to waste my time on that. South Dade Furniture is also closing. Let's take a look at that one. And what town is that in? Oh, Miami. Miami. Permanently closed. I'm guessing it must have closed earlier. Yeah, the furniture galleries, it seems the liquidators got through pretty quickly, so I'm guessing the furniture ones probably ended up closing in February. But I'm not really going to waste a lot of time. I like the palm trees. I like how a lot of these coastal states are using palm trees around their department stores. Not great looking though. No, I'm sorry. I'm just not really going to waste a whole lot of time on that. And then the other one that's actually closing is the Macy's West Shore Plaza, which is located in Tampa, Florida. Which I actually did end up going past that Macy's. I didn't have time to go there, sadly. This is another Macy's that's unfortunately shutting down. This is located in Tampa, Florida, actually pretty close to the Tampa International Airport. Cool looking Macy's. I like this on the buildings. I like how they integrated palm tree stems within the department store building. I think that's pretty cool. Other than that, it's just a pretty basic, bland building, and with maybe a couple of windows on the third floor of the store. So, yep, just a very basic looking Macy's. Very basic looking. Other than those two elements. So, Loon Furniture. Let's take a look at this one. Oh wow, yeah, this one I could see why they're getting rid of this one. It's like a furniture store kind of in the middle of just a bunch of offices and stuff. It's an okay looking one, similar to one that we saw before. Not even going to waste my time. If you guys want to take a look at it, you're more than welcome to. Okay, and the other Macy's that's closing in Florida, the last one rather, is the one at Southgate that's closing as well today, or has already, or no, I'm sorry, Southgate Mall, or Macy's Southgate, Sarasota, Florida. Okay, this looks like a market correction thing. And where are they closing? 3015 South. Okay, looks like this one is closing, but is this next to a mall? Yeah, this one is closing as well. Oh wow, this is I think this is the last traditional anchor at the mall. So wow, today is its last day too, because all the Macy's stores that started liquidation sales in January of 2025, today is their last day of operation. So this looks like a smaller 2-floor, 1-floor Macy's. Cool in a sense, but not really worth me going around that Macy's store. So, and both Gwinnett Furniture and Gwinnett Place, that's actually the one of two that are closing in Georgia. So it's actually both. So this one, it's actually both that are closing. So the furniture gallery in the parking lot is closing. So that's the furniture gallery. Very basic looking. Not going to spend a whole lot of time. So not only is the furniture gallery closing at this mall, but also the regular full-sized Macy's department store is also closing at this mall. I think this is the last anchor too, and if that is really depressing. If that is the case, unfortunately. Yeah, you can see. This is kind of cool. I kind of like this. Yeah, they will, let me tell you something. They will never make department stores like this again. It's really, really, really unfortunate. This is kind of a cool looking Macy's. I like how they blended it in as like an office building almost, but it's not really an office building. It's a department store at the end of the day. So I think this one is also built on a hill too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is the other entrance. It's all that, and then it's just a regular glass here. It's cool. Not great looking, but I guess it got the job done for as ever long it's been able to serve this community. All right, so now we'll take a look at the next one, which is the Macy's at Johns Creek Town Center in Suwanee, Georgia. Let's take a look at that one as well. Oh, this is a Market by Macy's. Wow. Okay, that's right. They were good. They were offloading a lot of Market by Macy's stores. Yeah, Market by Macy's I think had potential, and then I think ultimately they said, yeah, you know what, we got to scrap this concept and we're just going to do regular Macy's. Because really, Market by Macy's and the smaller format Macy's, it's basically the same thing. It's really the same thing. There's no difference between Market by Macy's or even the regular smaller format Macy's. It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. Macy's, one level, smaller footprint. They tried the Market thing, that didn't work. So now they're just going to do the regular smaller format Macy's stores because everyone just knows them as Macy's. It's crazy stuff that this company did, but whatever. I'm not even going to waste my time on that Macy's. Let's go to the next one, Silver Lake Mall in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. That's the next one. That's number 22. We are going to be here for a while because now I got to go through every single Macy's. So it looks like this one. This is unfortunately looks like the last traditional anchor in the mall. That usually seems to be the theme with Macy's here. Let's see how this store looks. Can't be too bad. Oh, it's brutal. Not great looking. I mean, the entrance looks very JCPenney-like. I'm definitely feeling a little bit of JCPenney there, but nothing to... I mean, this is nothing to run home about either. This is really just nothing special. I'm not even going to waste any more time on that. All right, let's take a look at the next one. White Oaks Mall in Illinois. I'm shocked that they're only closing one, given that's another state with a lot of crime problems, but this one probably also has, let's see where, this one probably has Macy's as the last anchor in the mall, and that's probably the main reason why they're closing this store. Let's take a look at this Macy's. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Wow, I like how they have the entrance kind of like that. That's pretty cool. We got a nice big fat Macy's logo there. Nice, I like how they kind of utilize the building a little bit. You can see that this was definitely not always a Macy's. You could see it was definitely another department store at one point, or maybe this was the Macy's logo, and then they just kind of redid it after some time. Looks like a one level, and then the second level kind of goes there-ish. Looks like this Macy's is built on a hill from what I can tell. It's okay. Nothing to run home about either. It's okay looking. No crazy elements. I'll tell you though, that one in California with the furniture gallery, that's really something. Okay, let's take a look at the next one, Arcadia Mall in Louisiana. In Lafayette, Louisiana. I'm guessing Macy's is second to last anchor. Dillard's is still there. Oh no, it's not. Okay. So, it's not bad. But, that's just not a good thing. This Macy's looks interesting. Yeah, this is an interesting one. Not bad looking. I like the main entrance of the building. Not bad looking at all. Basic elements, obviously. Nice entrances and stuff. I really can't believe a lot of these Macy's stores are shutting down today. I mean, I know the furniture stores have already closed, but it's crazy to think that we're seeing all of these Macy's stores shut down today. It's just really sad that a lot of these stores are just closing, and obviously the big caveat is people are going to be losing their jobs. Today is like their last day. I mean, I don't know if they're getting 2 weeks of severance, but it's pretty scary. You're stuck in this environment, and you don't know what your next step is going to be future wise. So, I don't know. So, but anyways, we have Independence Mall in Kingston, Massachusetts. This is another Macy's store that is going to be, unfortunately, closing. Again, this is the one at the Independence Mall in Kingston, Massachusetts, which is the only one in the state of Massachusetts that's closing, which is quite surprising. Let's go Kingston, Massachusetts. Oh, yeah, this looks like one where Macy's, aside from Target, is the last traditional department store anchor in the mall. Let's take a look at this Macy's. Oh wow, okay. Similar to like Roosevelt Field. Is this store built on a hill or is this just a one-level Macy's? Usually these Macy's stores are built on hills. This looks like a one-level Macy's in the state of Massachusetts. Wow, that is quite a shocker. So let's move on to the next Macy's store, Security Square Mall in Baltimore, Maryland. I think this one, unfortunately, also suffered from theft problems. This one is also closing today. Today is the last day of operation for this Macy's store as well, Security Square. So, cool looking Macy's. We'll take a quick look see at this one. I like how it's kind of like the type of building itself. Very nice. Okay, this is definitely a 3-level Macy's because you got the first floor, second floor, and then obviously the third floor. So this is a 3-floor Macy's. Kind of I call this a stacked Macy's because this is the first level, this is the second level, and then you have the third level. I don't know if the third level is executives, but this is kind of a cool looking Macy's. I know obviously Macy's didn't build the building; they just took it over from Federated in 2006. But overall, a cool looking department store. Okay, the next one is the Macy's at Hartford, which I believe is the only other location that is closing in the state of Maryland, in Bel Air, Maryland. Which I know the mall isn't exactly, one to really talk about, but at the end of the day, it is still a Macy's store itself. But it is the last traditional anchor at this mall. I don't know what the future holds for this particular Macy's store. It's actually next to I think that's a Red Robin. Yeah, it is a Red Robin. Wow. Yeah, so very basic looking Macy's. Really nothing out the water. Looks like a basic May Company store. I'm not really going to spend more time on it. Just it'd be very wasteful for me to do that. So we're going to move on to the next Macy's on the list. And the next Macy's store that is going to be closing is the Macy's store. Actually, I have a couple in Michigan, believe it or not. We have the Macy's store at the Grand Traverse Mall in Traverse City, Michigan. So that is going to be the next Macy's store that we're going to take a look at. And yeah, it looks like this one I'm a little bit shocked about because it does have a JCPenney department store along with a Target department store. So a little bit shocking that this particular Macy's Inc-owned store is closing. Looks like this is a basic 1-level one. Really nothing like exciting. I mean, maybe there's a nice like little entrance here, but nothing to run home about that, ooh, this Macy's is somewhat special. And it's again just very like there's no cool elements. Some of these other Macy's stores have had some really cool elements that are closing. So again, this is just another really very basic looking Macy's store. So and obviously, if you guys are watching this video, all these Macy's stores have ceased to operate as of today. Today was the last day of operation for these Macy's stores. So the next Macy's store that's closing is the Macy's at the Lakeside Mall in Sterling Heights, Michigan. I wonder what E means. Oh, closure includes 2 boxes within the same location. Therefore, it is counted as one location. So it looks like the Lakeside Mall has 2 different Macy's stores that are going to be or at least have already closed. Today was the last day of operation for both of them. So both Macy's Inc. owned buildings within this particular mall at the Lakeside Mall in Sterling Heights, Michigan, is also both shut down today. And actually, this mall had a Lord and Taylor store at one point as well. I believe that closed in 2019. So this was the Macy's men's store. Again, just a very basic looking store. It has a couple of unique entrances as we see here at this Macy's Inc. owned building. So this closed. The men's store closed. I'm not sure if they closed the men's store a couple days ago, but there is also the main store. So this is the Macy's men's and furniture. Usually back in the day they would do men's and furniture. Yep, men's and furniture, and then there would be the regular Macy's store, which would be like women's and kids. This is also the Macy's store. So I'm guessing they probably did. My guess was that they closed the men's store first, and now they ended up closing this one. So that's 2 vacant anchors. I can't believe Macy's would have 2 stores in the same shopping mall, but that is the way I think Macy's worked back in the day. They also got a lot of these stores through mergers and acquisitions, so they had the space. But honestly, 2 Macy's closing. They should have consolidated it, really, but I don't know. I guess they really wanted out of this mall, so. Yeah, that's the end of Macy's, and it probably wouldn't surprise me if JCPenney is looking to also leave this mall at some point as well. Now that there's you got both Macy's stores that are vacant. This looks like a vacant Sears, perhaps. And then obviously on the other side you have the JCPenney, which honestly is probably going to close too. That's what happens with a lot of these malls that lose these anchor stores. So the next one is the Macy's at the Oakland Mall in Troy, Michigan. This is the next Macy's store that's going to be closing. Oh wow, it even looks like too. It had a lot of May Company. It had the May Company interior. It's quite sad. It's quite sad what's happening to a lot of these Macy's. Whoa! How did that do that? I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that. My bad, guys. Actually, I wanted to go back to just for 1 second. I do apologize for that. I did not expect that to come up. I just want to go back to Lakeside Mall real quick. Yeah. I thought they like had the store. Okay, all right. I just wanted to see something. Okay, so the next Macy's Inc-owned store that's going to be closing is the Macy's, or has already closed rather. Was the Macy's store at the Oakland Mall in Troy, Michigan. This is a Macy's store. Looks like the mall's in decent shape. I mean, the Forever 21 is now closing, so that probably doesn't help too. This was a two-level Macy's store. Again, this is located at the Oakland Mall in Troy, Michigan. This Macy's store, unfortunately, also shut down for the final time today. This looks like a pretty unique Macy's department store. Some pretty unique special elements. I like the entrance a little bit. Very retro and very cool altogether. Unfortunately, it looks like this Macy's at one point or the other store had like a garden center. That's now obviously gone. Cool-looking Macy's, I will say. A pretty cool-looking Macy's. So that's the store itself. So, okay, let's take a look at the Macy's store at the Genesee Valley Center in Flint, Michigan. Oh man, Flint, Michigan. There's a lot that was up with that town. This is the Macy's store at the Genesee Valley Center in Flint, Michigan. This Macy's store also shut down for the final time today. I think this is another two-level Macy's store. So this is the building itself. The Forever 21 is now closing, obviously. So a closing store next to another store that's closing. Not a good sign for the mall. Nice entrance. I like the entrance. It's very retro. I like that. That's pretty cool. You got another entrance right here into this Macy's store. Looks like this was the Macy's backstage entrance. Not sure if this was a 2-floor or a 3-floor Macy's. It looks like it's probably a 2-floor one. Usually that's how they built these stores. Whoever built them, Macy's acquired a lot of them in 2006. And yeah, it's a pretty cool looking Macy's. It's a shame that this store is now closed, sadly. So, and that's pretty much it. Okay, and then the next one that we're going to go to is the Macy's store at the Maplewood Mall in, what's it called? Maplewood, Minnesota. This is another Macy's store that's closing, obviously. Cool looking. A little bit more May Company, I would say. Definitely not so crazy on the department store building. I guess more up to speed. I mean, not every Macy's store is exactly the same, so there's going to be some differences in these Macy's stores that are shutting down. Not a crazy looking Macy's store, but it's, it looks like a early 90s to late 90s to mid 2000s Macy's store. This store is really nothing to run home about except the fact that it is built on a hill. Looks like this is a 2-level Macy's because it is built on a hill. So nothing to run home about with this particular Macy's store. I don't really know how the mall will survive. It does have a Kohl's and a JCPenney. But time will tell if those two stores do survive at this particular shopping mall. I guess Macy's sold the writing on the mall roll and just wanted to get out altogether. Okay, and the only other Macy's that's going to be closing in the state of Minnesota is the Macy's store at the Burnsville Center in Burnsville, Minnesota. This store is also shutting down, or has already shut down today. Looks like a vacant Sears, a Dick's, a JCPenney. Not great, but, it's for what it is, I guess it's okay. Looks like this is the front of the store on the second floor, which means that this Macy's store is built on a hill. A lot of these malls were built on hills. Yep, you got the first level here of the Macy's store. So not a very special looking one. I'm not really going to spend a whole lot of time talking about it. It's just another Macy's store. Some cool elements. I like the shape of the building. I think the shape of the building is pretty cool, I will have to say. It's a shame they don't make department stores like this anymore. So you got to really cherish the department stores while you can. The next Macy's store that's going to be closing is the Macy's store at the Metro North Mall in, Kansas City, Missouri. So let's take a look at this Macy's store next. So here it is. This is the Macy's store. Very basic looking. Let's go around the building a little bit too. There it is. Basic 2 level 1. So, and you got the second floor here too of the Macy's store. So again, like I said, for me, even for me to go through all these, it is a lot. So I'm not really spending a whole lot of time on all these Macy's stores. But yeah, it's pretty sad. Obviously, a lot of these stores are going out today across the country, and obviously the caveat is people will be losing their job. So now we're at number 35, the Macy's store at the South Country Mall in St. Louis, Missouri. This is another Macy's store that unfortunately shut down for the final time today. So really sad, obviously. A lot of these stores shutting down, and obviously the caveat is people are losing their jobs. Wow, this one looks like it had a very nice atrium. Oh, wow, this is some really cool architecture. I'm not even sure if we can even get a view of this Macy's store. So let's take a look and see. Wow. Oh, wow. I love this entrance. Wow. Wow. Yeah, Macy's did not build this. This was another department store they took over. Wow, I love this entrance. I absolutely love this entrance. I love the columns. See, like back in the 1960s and 1970s, which I know was like 40 years before I was around. These department stores really went all out on architecture, 100%. Like they're never gonna make something like this again. So I mean, you really got to cherish some of these unique architecture type of things with the Macy's logo and everything else. The furniture gallery is also, I guess, shutting down. Wow, this is a pretty unique Macy's, and I love the fact that they did all this roofing, and then you got a nice big atrium in the middle of the store. Man, these older department stores that Macy's took over, they knew how to build stores. Like when they were building locations, they really went all out. Nowadays, anytime you see a store, it's just a boring, ugly box, and I'm not a big fan of that. This is some really nice department store architecture. So now we get to my home state of New Jersey, and there's actually only one Macy's closing in my state, believe it or not, this year. I'm shocked that there's only one. I really thought Livingston was going to be on the chopping block, but hey, it's it's what it is. So yeah, the Macy's backstage at the Essex Green Shopping Center in West Orange. This actually used to be a Stearns, and then Macy's kind of came in, did their own spin, and yeah, it was a Macy's. Oh wow, this is a Burlington took some space away from backstage. Not surprising. Burlington has money to burn, so it doesn't surprise me that they would even consider something like that. Yeah, this was. I'm sorry, this was the Macy's backstage. Or no, I'm sorry, the backstage entrance. Yeah, it was really weird how they did this. So this was a Macy's store once upon a time, and then Macy's ended up closing this one in favor of just putting a backstage in here. They basically converted it, and now obviously it's no more. If you go back a little bit, it is an actual Macy's store. So sad, but it's what it is. Unfortunately, it is what it is. That's the word I'm looking for. So the other Macy's store that's closing is the one in Lake Success, and Lake Success was also another Macy's backstage. So the actual Macy's store in the mall was not even an actual Macy's; it was another backstage. So I guess Macy's seems to be moving away from having freestanding backstages, and they probably are realizing, hey, wait a second, we could just have it in our department store. Why do we even have Macy's backstage in the stores? But yes, this Macy's also permanently closed as well. Millville Mall in Huntington was another Macy's backstage, but they probably realized that they could just consolidate operations, and they just did the one at the Walt Whitman shops. I mean, it really just makes sense geographically. Why would you have two Macy's stores in the same area? But who knows? They might very well be converting a lot of these backstage stores into the regular stores, but maybe Macy's backstage, maybe Macy's Inc. is giving up on both backstage and Market by Macy's. I don't know. It's really weird how they do these concepts, and so yeah, another Macy's backstage, pretty standard. I'm not even going to waste my time on it. Queen's Place is actually the Macy's that's near Queens Center, so this is another Macy's backstage. Or I think it was furniture. I don't. Whoa. Let's take a look at Queen's Place. There's Queens Center backstage. Yeah, this was in. So it was in here. It was in this little rotunda, which I think this was Stearns, Correct me if I'm wrong. If this was either Stearns or this was the Abraham and Strauss, or they actually had the Macy's store in here. But yeah, I'm not even going to waste my time on that, so that's gone now. So let's take a look at the next one, which is Sheephead Bay. This one in Brooklyn was, this I think was also a backstage. Yep, also a backstage. And actually, I think this was a two-level backstage, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, maybe it was a one-level one. No, it's just a one-level one. So, yep, basic-looking Macy's backstage. I'm not even gonna waste my time on it because we got to keep going through the mall at Grease Ridge. This is a huge. Oh wait, yeah, mall at Grease Ridge. This is one of 3 full-on Macy's department stores in New York State that did close this year. So the mall at Grease Ridge was that documentary you guys saw a couple weeks ago from one of my really close friends, and I want to thank him for that. This Macy's store, unfortunately, shut down today. Today was the last day of operation for this Macy's store. It was the only one in the upstate region full-line department store of New York State to close today. And yeah, so another Macy's store in this area of the, the Buffalo region of New York State is now closed. Today was the last day of operation for this Macy's store, and it's really just a basic looking Macy's. It's really nothing crazy. I do like the front facade. This was definitely another department store chain. So yeah, obviously this store is now gone, unfortunately. And then the Macy's at Sunrise Mall in Massapequa. This store also closed today, and I'm very happy to say that I did get there. Actually, well, yeah, there's 2 Macy's Sunrise Malls in the United States, and now both of them have closed as of today. So this Macy's store was at the Sunrise Mall in Massapequa, New York. It is now no longer there. The only remaining tenant at Sunrise Mall is Dick's Sporting Goods, and honestly, they're probably going to be forced out. You guys can definitely check out my channel. I am so happy I made it out to this Macy's. No regrets driving all the way out here for this 3-level Macy's. This was the last piece of the Sunrise Mall, and now that it's gone, it's a bittersweet, and it's a very important piece of history. This was one, I believe this was the only Macy's in the entire Macy's list that I have gone through that opened up as a Macy's store. It originally, originally from the 1960s and the 1970s. The only one on the whole list. All the others were done through mergers and acquisitions. All the other ones were done through mergers and acquisitions of other department store chains, pretty much. So, yeah, this was definitely the biggest loss outside of New York City for sure in terms of Macy's, because this is, I mean, all original. All the signs are original except for this one, which they ended up replacing with the backstage sign, which I think, in my opinion, was a big, big mistake, because this was the sign that used to be there. What a shame they had to get rid of that sign, but the other signs stayed, which I was thrilled that they kept these. I mean, these are original Macy's signs. Like, that's what made this building so cool for so many years. It's a shame because this is like a very big piece of Macy's history that's now gone as of today. So, and then the other Macy's store that's closed was Brooklyn. So I made it to Brooklyn actually right before Christmas, believe it or not, of last year. I was very happy to get here. The main reason was this was the A&S flagship, Abraham and Strauss's flagship store. I was never in it, and finally I got there around Christmas time, and now this store today also closed for the final time. So now this store is obviously gone. This was the Abraham and Strauss flagship in the 1990s, or rather, it actually opened up as the original Abraham and Strauss. It was acquired by Macy's in 1995, and then after that, Macy's basically did their own spin on the building when they downsized it and sold some floors, and now, obviously, as of today, it has now sadly closed. And the other one that closed was the Macy's Staten Island Furniture, which was a Macy's store at the Staten Island Mall, which it looks like, according to H, doesn't sound like they're going to put the furniture in the Macy's. It's the Staten Island Mall, but don't be surprised if they clear out a department inside the Macy's store, because this is a large 3-level Macy's, and they just very well put their own furniture store in there. Don't be surprised if they do pull something like that. This one, no loss, because, again, you got Macy's right across the way, so, just a basic furniture gallery. Really not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. It's a 1-floor furniture gallery. That's the view you're going to get of the furniture gallery. Okay, number 46, Fordham Place. This one, unfortunately, also permanently closed a couple weeks ago. So this was the Macy's backstage, and now obviously it's closed. There's not really much to see. I'm not really going to waste my time on that, and that's pretty much it. It's the Bronx. Nothing really special. Okay, and then we get to the next Macy's store, and it's the one at the Fairfield Commons in Beaver Creek, Ohio. So Ohio lost two Macy's stores today. Let's take a look at the Fairfield Commons location. Yeah, it looks like they're trying to transform the mall, I guess. So this is another Macy's store that ended up closing today. Very basic looking bricks. I like the front, looks a little bit like a May Company store. Nothing like out of the ordinary. Let's see here. I guess they all kind of have the same entrance here. Looks more of like something you'd see with like a Nordstrom, it looks like a little bit. Just very basic looking. Nothing too exciting, and that's pretty much it. Nothing else to really say there about that particular Macy's. So, all right, as we make our way down the list, the next one is the Macy's in Franklin Park. This is in Toledo, Ohio. I think this was one of the last ones in the Toledo area that did end up closing. So let's take a look at Franklin Park. This one also shut down today as well. So I don't know what's going to happen with this particular shopping mall. I know this mall was actually many years ago. It was owned by Westfield. Obviously, it has since changed hands. Used to be owned by Westfield. I don't even know if you could see any Westfield logos, but a long time ago, it was owned by Westfield, and then Westfield ended up selling the mall, I believe, in the 2010s or something like that. So very basic looking Macy's. Looks like it was it doubles. Looks like this was the original part, and then this was like an addition to the Macy's store. It's a basic looking one. It's kind of unique with the entrance and everything. I will say it definitely does kind of give the building some character. Looks like it's connected to a parking deck, which is always nice. Always nice when Macy's stores are connected to parking decks. And that's pretty much it for that Macy's store. Let's take a look at the next Macy's store, which is in Oregon. It's at the streets of Tennessee Barone in Hillsboro, Oregon. Let's take a look at that one. Looks like it's the only remaining anchor, so this building will probably get redeveloped, unfortunately. Oh, wow. Wow, this is a nice looking store-ish. Well, a little bit new, a little bit modern. Not really going to spend a whole lot of time on it. It's just a very basic looking Macy's. I'm guessing this store suffered from a lot of organized retail crime, and I guess that's why they're getting rid of this one. So, and then the only other one closing in the state of Oregon is the Salem Center one in Salem, Oregon. So let's take a look at that one next. Oh, and this one's right in the downtown, so go figure. They're closing the ones in the downtown because of the whole, I guess the rampant retail theft is not helping a lot of these stores in some of these states, sadly. So, just a basic looking one. I'm really not going to spend a whole lot of time. I mean, it's a lot of these stores are somewhat. I mean, look, there's definitely some that are cool, but some stores like these in the downtowns aren't exactly fascinating unless they have a fascinating history. Then we get to Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's losing about 4 of them. The Macy's store at the Logan Valley Mall is unfortunately closing. Let's take a look at that one. Yep, looks like this one is the last anchor. It's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Looks like this is a 1-floor one. No, it looks like it's a 2-floor one. 2-floor Macy's. Okay, this one closed today as well. Looks like, I don't know if this was Filene's or something else. But yeah, this looks like a pretty basic one. Is this built on a hill? I don't think so. Okay, this is the 1-floor part of the Macy's, and then this looks like the 2nd-floor part of the Macy's. It's a pretty basic looking, nothing too exciting. Looks like there was a Sears here, but that Sears would be gone. The very few Sears are opened in 2025, and even then, they're really just open for real estate purposes, sadly. All right, and then obviously the big one that everybody was talking about a lot, this was the biggest one they were talking about, was the Macy's store at the Exton Square Mall in Exton, Pennsylvania. Obviously, this one closed because of King of Prussia, and the fact that this Macy's Inc. store was within the enclosure of the mall. Boscov's has exterior entrances, so they're definitely not going anywhere. There's not a whole lot we can view due to the fact that this Macy's store is within the mall, but we'll get a quick view of the front. That's the Macy's at Exton Square. That's the only view you're going to get of the Macy's store. There's final rides on it. I didn't make it because I just didn't feel like driving out there. And then I think the biggest loss, aside from Brooklyn, the other major biggest loss is the Macy's Philadelphia City Center. I mean, this store shouldn't have closed. The biggest reason I think Macy's just pulled the plug altogether was, unfortunately, the organized retail crime pretty much did it in for this store. And it's really sad because the Macy's store in Philadelphia, I mean, think about it. The Macy's store, City Center, Philadelphia, this store has a lot of storied history. I mean, it was the John Wanamaker's, what's it called? It was the John Wanamaker's flagship. It was the flagship for Wanamaker and Company. I mean, there's a lot to go over with this Macy's. It was the Wanamakers. It was a Lord and Taylor. It became the Macy's store. The organ inside the store. I'm kind of disappointed I didn't get to see this store, but things kind of happened and things came up. I was not able to get down to this store, unfortunately, but I don't think I was missing much. But they had the eagle, they had the organ. There was everything about this store that was just wonderful. And I'm kind of sad I didn't get to see it, but it is what it is at this point, I guess. So, but I'm glad I got to see Brooklyn, and I'm really glad I got to see Massapequa. Those were the two most important ones. At least to me, those were the two most important, and within close proximity, too. So, all right. And then the only other one that's closing is the Macy's store at the Wyoming Valley Mall in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. This one is outside of the Scranton community of Pennsylvania. I think there's another one as well outside of Pennsylvania. But, yeah, this Macy's store, it's pretty basic one-floor one. Not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about it, but we'll show it off real quick just so you guys see. Just a very basic-looking Macy's. I'm personally not going to waste any more time talking about this Macy's store. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for that one. Then we get to the state of Tennessee. We have the Macy's store at Oak Court in just outside of Memphis, Tennessee. So let's take a look at that one next. And here it is. Looks like it's the only anchor left at the mall. Let's take a look here. Let's see. The men's store, stairs. Let's see. Can we find any Yep, there it is. Well, Macy's closed off. Starbucks. I guess a little bit unique looking. Not crazy unique, but I guess unique in a sense. So, yeah. That's pretty much it for that one. Let's take a look at the Macy's store. Now we're going to get to Texas. There's a couple closing in Texas. There's the Almedia Mall in Houston, Texas. That's the next one we're going to take a look at. Oh yeah, this mall's definitely, yeah, Macy's definitely is on their way out. I'm guessing this was probably Sears or JCPenney many years ago. Looks like Burlington moved in, and now it looks like they weren't there. Yeah, what did that store used to be? Let's see. It wasn't, I don't think that was always a Burlington. It's definitely something else. Oh. It wasn't anything until Burlington moved in, but it looks like Burlington has since moved out. And this is the Macy's store. Cool looking. I like the front of the building. I like how they have these little things there. It gives the building a little more class. It's a shame that they can't use these as windows anymore, but I get it. They have to do the closed circuit TV stuff. So it's just a basic looking Macy's with the cool looking front. And actually, let's see, is it back here too? Okay, Google Maps is not loading right now. Oh, okay, now it's loading. Weird. This is a cool one. This is a cool Macy's. I like these entrances. It's a shame they can't do display windows in these, but you know, it'd have to have closed circuit TVs because, you know, people just love the theft. All right, the next one we're going to take a look at is the Macy's in Fairview, Texas. Whoops. I meant to copy that and put that there. A little bit newer looking. Not really a whole lot going on with this building. So, there it is from the mall. There it is again. And that's only the only view you're going to get. Then we have the Macy's at the shops at Willow Bend in Plano, Texas. There it is. Let's take a look. Oh, this looks like a May Company store. Yep, this looks like this might have been a May Company store. 3-level Macy's, too. Okay looking. Nothing crazy with this store. Just it looks a lot like a May Company store. I don't like the May Company stores. I think they're a little too generic. South Lake Town Square in South Lake, Texas. I'm guessing, oh, Market by Macy's. This was the first Market by Macy's. What? They closed this one? What? Wow. And this was a nice store. This is a... I don't know. I don't know what's going on with these Market by Macy's. What a cool concept if they're really trying to wipe it out. Of course, another Market by Macy's. Wow, and they pushed for this concept. They pushed this concept. So they basically just got rid of all the Market by Macy's. If I'm correct, this list basically comprised of a bunch of Market by Macy's, Macy's Backstage. Boy, Market by Macy's was an awesome concept. What the heck? What the hell, Macy's? What the hell are you doing? Let's take a look at the Highlands of Flower Mound in Flower Mound, Texas. I'm guessing this is another Market by Macy's. If I'm correct. Yep, another Market by Macy's. Another Market by Macy's. What the hell? What the hell's going on here? What did they just say, that we just don't want to do Market by Macy's anymore? Did they just give up? I guess they're giving up the Market by Macy's concept. That's really what this list is comprising of. All right, and now we're done with Texas. So the next one is going to be the Macy's at the South Park Mall in Colonial Heights, Virginia. And let's go to there. That's what we want. Ooh, this is an interesting one. I like the tiles. I like the Macy's logo up there. I think that's pretty cool. A lot of these curbside pickup arrows. I don't know what's up with that. I think that just makes the building, takes away from the character of the building, personally, in my opinion. Looks like another 2-level Macy's. Looks like it did have an atrium, according to that little thing there. Just a basic box Macy's. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. I like the entrances a little bit. They are definitely nice, and I like the tiles. It gives the building some character, for sure. So... Okay, then we get to the Macy's at the South Hill Mall in Puyallup, Washington State. Surprised none in Seattle are closing. This one also permanently closed today as well. Let's see if we can find that Macy's. Yep, here it is. There's the Macy's. I like the gold. I like the arches. I like the entrance itself. I think that's pretty cool. Let's go around here. Macy's. And let's go ahead and view it from here. I love the entrances. Very nice entrances at this one. Then we have Macy's Redmond Furniture. Let's take a look at that one. Oh, Jersey Mike subs. I love my fix of Jersey Mike's every now and then. Interesting looking furniture gallery, but nothing to run home about. And then the last one on the list is the Kitsap Mall Macy's in Silverdale, Washington State. This one also permanently closed today as well. This is a cool looking Macy's. I like the building a little bit. I might have viewed this one actually in a video once. I can't remember. I can't keep track of all these Macy's stores, especially when they're scattered across the United States of America. I'm shocked that none in Hawaii are closing. I was shocked about that. Well, Alaska never had a Macy's store, so yeah. Just a basic looking one, nothing crazy. And then the two other ones was the Streets at South England Furniture in Continental, Colorado. Let's see, is this one permanently closed? Yep, I think this is just a furniture gallery in the strip mall here. Yep, that's it. And then the other one was Boca Raton Furniture, which is in Boca Raton, Florida, which I think this is also closed as well. Yep, and they consolidated operations to the Macy's in Boca Raton, which makes sense. It's better for them to just move the furniture inside one store. You consolidate operations, cut costs, and honestly, you don't have to have so many people manning a store. This is a nice looking furniture gallery store, though, but I can see why they're trying to consolidate operations. It's cost cutting measures, and obviously, it's going to be a real shame when we see the closing list next year. So, actually, there's one more thing I wanted to look up too, because why not throw it in here? Bloomingdale's, San Francisco. This one wasn't on the list, but they wanted out so badly because okay, I think it's still going for now. So, all right, guys, that is every single Macy's store across. That is every single Macy's store across the United States of America that shut down for the final time today, which was Sunday, March 23rd, 2023. Again, I wish nothing but the best for the people that have lost their job today at all of these Macy's stores, about 66 in total. I want to sincerely thank you guys for watching the video. Link to the list of the locations that closed for the final time today will be in the video description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and that will be it.